My biggest thing is our coach doesn't like to lose to bald people.
Yeah.
Not Pep. He's not losing to no bald man. So. Yo, welcome along to another episode of the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is a Manchester United edition. You have myself, Tosin, alongside Tomi. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody listening. We really hope you guys have a great and special year this year. The one and biggest thing I have to say before we record is don't be a bitch this year. Straight up, don't be a bitch. Now, with that said, all well wishes to everybody. Go ahead.
Yep. I was about to say, like ASAP Yam said, you don't let your grandma's last words be, my grandchild was a bitch on the internet. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
We're gonna use this as motivation, okay? We want everybody to get to their goals, get to their dreams. Just don't be a bitch. But my brother, how you doing today?
I'm excellent. I'm good. What about you, my man?
Listen, it's a new year back in Brooklyn. Happy, man. I'm alive, so cannot complain whatsoever, man. I'm doing well. But United, we're gonna talk about Manchester United today and the draw against Liverpool. Those are the first two goals Manchester United have scored at Anfield since December 2018, since Jesse Lingard scored. It has nearly been 7 whole years since they've scored at Anfield. That is disgusting. It has been a longer time since we won there. Could have won at the end, but the first thing I want to say about this game is if nobody believes in Ruben Amorin, no one believes in the system, this is the game that you should watch. That to see that this is a really good coach. We hit the jackpot. I don't care what anybody says. The pieces need to be upgraded in certain positions, but the vision is there. And do you agree with that?
No, absolutely. And even during the losses, right? They were very like I wouldn't even sit here and lie. The losses were fucking annoying, flat out. They were so frustrating. But the thing that was different, and I don't care what anyone says, people can call this me coping. There's difference in losses. Under Baldy, when we lost, we were getting dominated. I remember a couple like podcasts last year when you said when you knew when ETH had to go with the Brentford game when they just smoked us. There's not been a loss where we got straight up dominated. We have held our own, and it's either a couple bozo mistakes or we switch off on set pieces. The losses, you can see the foundation, you can see the basis he's building. Even today, that penalty, you can say it's a penalty, you can say it's not. I'm leaning towards like, look how little time he had. I don't know. Whatever. Even the goal Gakpo scored, that was individual brilliance. Absolutely. The pieces are there. The pieces are there. I remember I said this before. All we need, I think I said against Arsenal after the Arsenal game, we just need the attack to click, and then we saw some of that today. And Amorin is the absolute right guy. He's the 100%. Like he's the guy we have to back fully. Ineos, the fans, the players. This is the guy we need to get behind 100%.
I've said this a million times that Man United, since Sir Alex retired, we have not found a coach in his prime, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down the list right now. David Moyes was not ready for that job at all. You do all that time at Everton, that's a big jump. He wasn't ready. Louis van Gaal was past his sell-by date. This is a guy who was great in the 90s and the early 2000s. Great, way past the sell-by date. Then we had Jose Mourinho, who should have been to therapy instead of going. I'm not even joking. Like legit, after Real Madrid, he needed therapy instead of going straight to coaching. He was not ready for that.
He should do what Pep did and take his sabbatical away from the game. Like he really needed that. Yeah.
And he kept trying to work, and he was not like he won, but was not good for us. Erik ten Hag was not good. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, love him to death, but the naivety was there. Like
I consider Ole a stepping stone manager. He was good for what he was. Yes. But then when it was time to take that next step into like becoming a top contender, we should have gotten the next appointment after him. We should have gotten that right. We didn't. So that's why it looked like we're out of sorts and all that stuff. Ole was good for what he was. Let's not lie. Let's not reminisce too much. He was good for what it was, and he should have been the stepping stone manager.
For sure. And Erik ten Hag, we tried something new. We tried something fresh. We tried something different, and it just didn't work out. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, our recruiting, our scouting, all of that did not pan out well. And yeah, it was just not fun. And you've seen it now, like the players that he bought does not fit this system, right? And we finally got a coach in his prime. We got a coach that's young. He's under 40 years old. He's former player who understands these players, who understands this younger generation, because the guy who played the 2010 World Cup, 2014 World Cup, guy who understands it, right? He's Cristiano's teammate, played with Nani, went to the actual World Cup with Portugal, right? So he knows
Yeah.
how it's like to be a player. And you can see in his press conferences and the way he talks that this guy knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. He knows what Old Trafford is. That's the biggest thing. He played against United, when Silas Ferguson was here. So he understands what a raucous Old Trafford looks like. We said it a million times, like, listen, I know that losing hurts because it hurts me to see this shit. But we're going to stick with our principles. And that's what we've been begging United manager to do for time. Stick to your guns. What works for you? Because Eric, I'm not trying to be rude to him, kept switching and chopping and changing what he wanted to do. And the players thought, now what we have as a coach is like, listen, I'm playing a 3-back system with a pivot, with 2 10s, wing backs, and a striker. If you don't want to believe in that, the door's right there, buddy. You can go. And I love that about this coach, that he's so hell-bent on what he wants to do. And like I said, today, if you're a neutral, if you hate United, if you like it, whatever, this is the game that you look at and realize, like, oh, there is a lot here. Not something here. There's a lot here to be working with. For example, you switch out Rasmus Højlund for Victor Osimhen. That's a whole entire game changer right there.
Listen, bro, and I'm not gonna dunk on Rasmus too much. Like, I think he was the worst player on the pitch today overall for United. No, for United, because Trent was worse. But like you said, switch him out for like a I don't want to use the word competent because I don't want to seem like I'm done. But switch him out for a better striker of like more quality. I promise you, United wins this game. Like that chance he had, the chance he had 1-1 where he shot it right at Allison. That's the same chance. That's the same chance he missed last week at Newcastle. Same exact opportunity, same exact angle. Like you said, put Awesome in there. Oh, 1-0.
And the thing is, it's not even about finishing chances with Rasmus and Osimhen. That's not even my big, like, obviously, yes, you want your striker to finish chances. Your striker's not going to score every single game. This is not FIFA. This is not Football Manager. This is not EA Sports. This is not video games. It's real life. What I want in my striker, if you're not scoring, is to create chances for others, right? The biggest example I can give you of Victor Osimhen, and you saw it, AFCON 2024 last year. Osimhen did not score that many goals that he should have, right? But Osimhen's hold-up play, his link-up play, his harassing of defenders made it easier for Lookman to score, made it easier for everyone else to finish their chances. And he does that constantly. If there's one thing I can say about Osimhen that he does very well is his hold-up play and his link-up play, and as well as him bringing others into the game. You know how many goals Kavicha scored because of him? How many goals like the others have scored, Labucca and all these other people because of his harassment? This guy, he would chase you down like he's Hawking Gala. That's what he does.
And like you said, the hold-up play, and also like he's he's definitely way more physical than Rasmus, so he can battle with these center backs. But he's also smart when to use it. He knows, okay, now's not time for me to hold up. Let me use my pace, get him behind. Oh, damn, we need to get a hold of this game. I need to bring in more people. Boom. Now I can back you in, give the ball down. It's game state, game sense. And that stuff matters. Like you said, especially in a striker. When you know today's not my day, my shooting boots aren't on me, but I have teammates. I know I can get them in position. I can draw out defenders. I can allow them to, especially when you have teams with runners, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, hell, even sometimes Kobe coming in late. When you have a team full of runners that can get in the box, I promise you, that's all you need.
Yeah, and I mean, this is no slight on Rasmus. The talent is there. We saw it Syria. I just don't think right now in his skill set, he's ready to lead the line for United at 21 years old. In the past, he would learn from bigger strikers like a Mark Hughes or Eric Cantona or Rude or Louis Saha. He would learn from or Andy Cole, Dwight York, whoever, Teddy Sheringham. There was plenty of strikers going around at United back in the day. He's not ready to lead the line for a club of United's ilk. He should have kept growing at Atalanta. And I don't think he's ready. He was ready for that jump. And it's not fair to him because the talent is there, but you're now in the thick of things.
Even if he did come to us, like I like the profile and the idea of what he can become. We could have brought him and, like you said, another like 28, 27-year-old striker that like he can sit behind when it's time for the games against the relegation candidates, when it's time for the Europa League, FA Cup, or coming on in like the 60th minute, or the older striker needs a break. That's when he can come in. That's when he can shine. So he still has his confidence and he can still grow. That's when he shouldn't have come in right away. Boom, I'm gonna be leading the line.
Yeah. But overall, man, I was very impressed. I think there's only maybe one or two players who didn't play well for us. That's Rasmus and Delit. And listen, other than that, everybody bust their ass today, man. There's not a player I can single fault at all. Bruno, second half was incredible. Even when he switched to that pivot role when they took Kobe off, he was freaking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Garnacho did his thing. Chaotic ass
Yeah,
football but did his thing. Ahmad got his goal.
yeah.
What Ahmad is. He says it on the tin. He's what he is. Lissandro stepped.
Ugarte.
I'm gonna get to him.
Okay, I was
Lissandro
about to
stepped up.
say.
Kobe definitely stepped up as well. Kobe did definitely well. Onana, there's nothing he could do for any. He almost saved the penalty. So Onana did his thing.
Yeah,
Had a
I
couple.
can't even be mad at the Onana thing because he guessed the right way, got a hand on it, and there were a couple off the crosses like he saw because they low key tried to do the same thing to him, doing put a body on him. He was stronger today. He was more assertive. So
Mhm.
I can't even fault. My only thing is like this is just me nitpicking, and I think this is the African in me. He takes so long to do some stuff, and it bothers me. So that's just me nitpicking. But besides that, I think it was good today. Like the
And
goals conceded. I can't really say it was his fault because that Gakpo finish was fucking incredible. So,
yeah, well, you can talk about Gate. That's man in the match, hands down.
bro, salute. Like, listen, whatever. What's the? I need to find a religious site in Uruguay. I'm making a journey there because that man is immense. And and also, again, I really feel like people need to, yeah, you need to, when a player comes in to a new club, new system, new place, automatically don't just dash them with being terrible on the ball. He's not the best on the ball, but you guys act like this man is like, he's garbage. No, the talent is there. That's not his strongest point, but it's there, and he showed it today. And another thing, you're not. I think there was a play. It was 4-on-1. He stood there in the middle and stopped it. This man is what we need in that midfield. If he may not be a starter long term, he may not be a consistent starter, but he's a player I want in this team for the long term. He's immense, immense.
Bro, he's actually a lot better on the ball than people say he is.
Yes.
Hold on. The biggest example of how I know he's improved, that chance at the end that Maguire should have finished, that ball he sprayed out wide to Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
He was
That
doing that most of the game, but bro, that specific pass in the 96th minute that he sprayed out to Bruno, I was like, whoa, we have something here. We have
for
something
me,
here.
it was still in the first. It was in the first half, and
Mhm.
Ahmad passing the ball. He was under pressure from I think it might have been McAllister and one other player. He spun both of them, carried it, found a pass to Kobe, and that created a chance for us. I'm like, bro, do that once or twice a game and just keep winning the ball. I promise you, I will not complain.
Yeah, I
And he's
mean,
a
listen, I was very impressed with Gate today. I was
hmm
extremely pleased with him. He looked really good. He was solid in the midfield. He was taking on his man and whatever, getting in tackles, knowing when to slide, when not to slide, when to do stop the 4-on-1 on one point. So
yeah,
he played really well. And Liverpool, though, let's talk about them real quick. Liverpool weren't at their best today. By the way,
no,
Trent was disasterful. Trent was bad.
bro. People were talking about Trent. You know what? Konate. As the game went on, you could see the lack of minutes on his legs.
Did you hear what the commentator said about him?
He looked wouldn't say look like he has cement in his legs or something like that.
I'm glad you heard that.
Yes,
It was Lee Dixon, my favorite person. I Lee Dixon is amazing because he hates everybody fairly.
equal
He's not no
opportunity
bias.
hater.
He's an equal opportunist hater. Lee Dixon said United should be getting at him. It just looks like he got cement on his feet. And I was like, oh my God.
Honestly, and like I towards the end, Garnacho started running at him more and more. That's how we got the assist. Garnacho, like I like that because as you could tell he was out injured for a while, so you could see the wear and tear on his legs. And
Mhm.
most managers, right, they don't like to sub out center backs because they like to keep that continuity going
Mhm.
there. So, but I'm sorry, I feel like if you're Slot, you had to take him out because he almost cost them a couple times. If
Yeah.
United were just like if just a little bit more lucky, he would have cost them a goal. He would have cost them
Yeah.
that game. But yeah, him and Trent on that side was not good.
Yeah. I will have to give flowers to McAllister and Gravenberch, they're really, really good today. They were really good players today. Trent, by the way, Robertson, Liverpool need a left back soon. Robertson is cooked food. He's cooked food. But yeah,
He's not good. He's just flat out done. Like his he was always the consistent 7 out of 10 guy. Like he may not do anything flashy, but you would never get anything lower than a 6.5 out of 10 from him. Now, if you get a 7 out of 10 from him, you're lucky.
hmm
So, but McAllister, I would say like the two best players were in that midfield, McAllister and Bruno, because they went toe to toe. But it took Bruno a little bit to get going. But McAllister from jump, he should have had a goal from that pass from Salah, I think, where
hmm
Onana made a brilliant save. But besides that, he was running that game for Liverpool.
I don't want to be an Arsenal fan and complain about the refereeing, but there were some weird decisions today. Because I hate complaining about referees. I think that's just weird to do things like that. But I understand why
Yeah,
Arsenal fans do it because they feel aggrieved. But today I felt a little weird about Michael Oliver. There was a red card, it should have been a red card from Darwin because Darwin didn't look at the ball.
and then
Darwin didn't.
he led with his elbow and shoulder. He
Yeah,
like the ball. Delit is looking at the ball. This man is staring Delit and then just runs into him. I'm like, yo, like they didn't even look at that. The free kick right after the penalty
that
that he
wasn't.
gave, that was not a Maguire got all ball. And so
Mhm,
I get why Maguire was aggrieved by that, because if I make an excellent tackle like that, and I'm pretty sure we recovered that ball and had a chance to counterattack, and he called that back and then gave Maguire a yellow. Those
mhm.
stuff matters. Like you can't do that.
Yeah,
You cannot do that.
that was my only gripe, and I'm not complaining about the refereeing because it is what it is. Refereeing is
Yeah.
tough. I was a referee for a while, so I try to give him a little bit of grace. I'm not trying to side with police. You know, is all
Look, man.
ACAB is all ACAB around here. Okay, that's how we feel. But try to give him a little bit of grace. It is
Yeah.
tough. It is what it is. Dalot improved in the second half. Fully did. I was very tough
hmm
on Dalot. I'm usually tough on Dalot, but and I know you're not the biggest Dalot fan. We know this.
I know. Yeah, hands up. No, he did. Like he did, because um and again, my biggest thing with Dallo, anytime I criticize, not I don't want him sold. I just want him to do better. Because again, there's a player there. There's a useful player there. He shouldn't be starting week in and week out, but he helps the team.
Yeah.
But second half, like you said, he improved, and I hands up.
Yeah. I do want United fans to stop being punks on the internet, though, man. Like, complaining about the wingbacks not playing. It's like, we know what this squad is made up out of, right? We know that, like, the pieces aren't there. I just need you
hmm
guys to just really gently fall back a little bit, understanding, like, it's going to take some time with the new ownership. It's going to take some new time. It's going to take some time with the players. But this is what happens. United now have a break from the Premier League. I think their next game is against
It's 2 weeks
Arsenal.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a game against Arsenal in the FA Cup next Sunday, and then our game after that on the 16th is against Southampton, and that's a lot of time for these boys to really get familiar with the tactics. Then we got Brighton after that. We got Rangers. We got Fulham, and then we also have our final Europa League match against a Romanian team, Steaua Bucharest. They used
Yeah.
to be Steaua Bucharest, but they changed their name. But yeah, I mean, listen, there's some easy gimme games in January. There's gonna be some tough ones. Brighton's not the easiest team to play against. Arsenal in the FA Cup is not that easy. Rangers depends on them, but Southampton, Fulham's not too hard. Fulham's pretty hard to play against, but it's like Southampton, Rangers, Bucharest. These are the games you use to get your feet wet. These are the games that that you need. And I'm saying that like that January schedule is really tough for Ruben Amorin.
hmm
It was very tough, but now you look into February, you got Premier League games 14 days apart. You got February 2nd and February 16th. It's like there's now time for these players to really gel and understand the system. So today was the day that I realized, not even I realized, because I knew from the very first game we played that this is a really good coach.
Yeah.
I've seen enough football to know when a coach is going to do well. And
Yeah.
there is enough here, enough meat on the bones for United to truly believe and like give Ruben the chance for him to really let this system play. So I'm happy about it. Very happy.
Also, this is random. I don't want to, because I agree with what you're saying, but I don't want to take too much. I Lenny Euro, I love that kid. 18, 19,
hmm
the sky's the limit, and I get, because, and also don't he shouldn't be starting yet, because he did just come back from was it a leg break or like fracture or something
Right,
like
like
that?
this metatarsal,
Yeah,
man.
fibula. Yeah, and he's gonna take some time to fully recover, because we saw it with Kobe too. We saw it with Ahmad. Those type of injuries, it takes a while. but the bits and pieces he come in, like that slide tackle on um it might have been Gakpo to off the counter, beautiful. And that switch to Garnacho, if Garnacho just stayed offside. But the talent is there. That's another piece that like I'm proud we have and we can keep it. And also you people that have been bullying Licha. Licha, I feel like Licha has not been to his standard of the first season, but he also hasn't been as bad as we like to make it think. He has the deficiencies out there. His height, he got dunked on against was it Chris Wood and then against Newcastle. Absolutely. But you see what he can bring today. The aggression in the tackle. Him when he gets forward in the box, he can pick a pass. His just even last week against Newcastle, he created the chance that Rasmus missed. He was the one that gave him that pass. Hell, apparently he can fucking finish now too. We'll
Yeah.
take that. But just because players are when the team is bad, it's hard for players to stand out and look good.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly hard. So, and I'm not saying don't criticize players. Please, you can go look at my tweets. I'm criticizing these players, but let's be jeje. Like I can't say that another way. Jeje. Like
Yeah.
like
Fire
please.
about that. Everybody needs to fire about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but I agree with what you said. Like you said, there's stretch of games coming out, and honestly, like you said, I know Fulham and I know Brighton aren't the easiest games, but they are games where like you can go in with confidence. If we play at our best, we can handle these teams, and that's how Manchester United should be approaching these games.
Yeah.
That's my thinking.
My biggest thing is our coach doesn't like to lose the ball to people.
Yeah.
Not Pep. He's not losing to no bald man. So, hey,
Feel me?
man, I love it. Bruno says something. He says we can't be satisfied. I'm pretty upset. If we can show this at Anfield, why can't we do this every week? We need to be more. We need to be aware that we need much more from ourselves. We need to get to this standard in every game. And even Roy Keane was just like, I take my hat off to Man United today. The key is that they got to back it up, and it's true. It's like these are the sort of things that like if you play like this week in week out, fans are gonna love you. And by the way,
Yep.
quickly, I know Xerxes didn't play for too long, but I saw something in him today. I saw something in Joshua Xerxes today. I saw a player in Joshua Xerxes today. And if we're gonna sell any of our forwards to bring in Osimhen, I will get rid of
Orlin.
Hoyland first.
Yeah.
There's something in in Joshua Xerxes that I really, really enjoy about him. There's a subtlety in his game that I really enjoy. There's a calmness to him that I enjoy. And I really, really think that United if there's two positions United need to go target this transfer window, it's a striker and a left wing back. I truly
Yeah.
believe United need to go fix those two. In the summertime, you go take care of those midfield, you can go take care of the center back issue, you can go take care of getting another striker. But this window, if we can bring in a left wing back and Osimhen, because I'm not even saying strike anymore, I want Osimhen.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah.
Osimhen is the striker I want. And I know United fans are gonna say, oh, he's injury prone, this, that, and that. I've been watching Victor Osimhen since the 2014-15 U17 World Cup. I remember when that U17, whenever that year was, I might be off by a few
Yeah.
years. When he scored about like 9-10 goals in that tournament, I knew Osimhen was the man when he played against USA. He manhandled some of those boys. I think Pulisic was playing at that time too.
Yeah. He was.
He manhandled that. He scored one goal. But again, like even when he played against Liverpool when they beat them 2 years ago, Joe Gomez started with Van Dijk, whatever, he bullied the hell out of them. There's something about Victor Osimhen's game that I truly believe will translate to United. And he's old enough now. He's 26 years old. He's now ready for the next 4 or 5 years of his career where he's going to be at the peak. I think he needs to be that striker he needs to go get for United. But again, we know the finance what it is.
Yeah. On the Xerxes point, like you yourself, you've played. Like when there's a player okay, I can give the ball to, he'll be calm. He won't panic or he won't quickly he'll keep the ball, get by one or two players, and I know that ball is coming back to me or is going back to a teammate, and I can keep making my runs. That's what Xerxes has. That's his biggest strong point is the calmness in his game. At
Yes.
times, I won't lie, he does need to be more aggressive, especially in the box. But that's stuff that can be built on, right? The same way I said we can't bastardize Ugarte and say he's terrible on the ball. Let Xerxes grow in the team, grow in the season, and all that stuff. So let's get the basics of what he does right. holds the ball up well, can dribble, bring his teammates in the game. Let's get him doing that first, and then we can add on the finishing and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree
Yeah.
with you. Xerxes is a very, very there's talent there.
Yeah. So the biggest takeaway from us from this podcast, you guys want to sum this up, is United look really good against Liverpool. There's a lot to build on. Ruben Amorin's the one, so bring in some players and bring in people that can fit his system. And don't be a bitch. I think that's really, if we could sum it up, don't be a bitch.
Bro, that's the motto in life.
And that's gender neutral.
Yeah, don't be a bitch.
We don't care about your pronouns, okay? We love you. Whoever you are, come to the table. Just don't be a bitch.
Yeah, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help you get better. Don't be a bitch.
Oh, anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah, man, that was a good win. I'm excited for this. And the only thing
is a draw, and this man called it a win. I'm crying.
Man, listen, it's a good. It'll become a win when we show consistency. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Now, this happened. Good performance. Let's build on it. Like Bruno said, we can't rest on our laurels here. Time to pick up that mantle and keep going.
Yeah. My biggest thing to add before we get out of here too is go listen to Leangelo Ball's song. That song is fire.
So, man, listen. If you don't know that song, I know you wasn't outside. If you don't like that song, you wasn't outside.
Listen,
you don't
that
know.
song reminds me of when I was 14 years old wearing jorts.
Well,
trying to find Dada Spreewells out of the East Bay magazine. You know the little jump at the spinners.
Yes,
that's real Dada Spreewell music right there.
There's a baby picture of me in like oversized corduroy pants and like oversized polo shirt with some boots on. I look like I was a member of Wu-Tang. That's what that song reminds me of. That right there.
This song reminds me of Saint Lunatics and Nelly. That's what that song reminds me of. Real 2004 I-formation, Madden 2004 NFL street ass music. That's some shit that they were playing Fast Too Furious.
No, wow. That song, oh my God. How 1 in 60 seconds song right there.
That is a song they will definitely play in a cutscene of Entourage too, man. That is some real 2000s music, man. That's some shit I would have had as my ringtone.
You have to hold the phone up to the speakers.
No, bro, I would have bought it as my ringtone, and I would have made it my what's it called? I would have made it my voicemail too. Like, man, this is supposed to leave a message. One, head ass. This is what happens when United actually do well, man. We're happier. You see how our spirits do better, be better, don't be a bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, from Tosin, from Tomi, we're out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Hey folks, this is Dean from the Shirtless Plantain Show. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our socials. You can see them right beneath our recordings in every video. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.